Welcome once more to another edition of Shelf Life Book Reviews Online. As always, thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Hopefully you'll find it informative, and when you go to your local bookstore, the book that I'm about to review for you, you will find to your liking and hopefully you will purchase it. And the book this time out is The Children on the Hill by Jennifer McMahon. This is published by Simon & Schuster and it retails for $24.95. The author, Jennifer McMahon, says in this book she pays homage to Mary Shelley and the classic book Frankenstein, because in this book there are very strong elements of Frankenstein, and it's sort of like a gothic horror book. There is so much in this book to interest the reader. It's dark, it's dank, and it's delightful. That's another D for you. The book revolves, actually it begins in 1978. There is a psychiatrist slash doctor, and her name is Dr. Helen Hildreth, and she is in Vermont, and she has a facility where she helps the mentally ill. Now in the basement there are some interesting things going on. She has a lot of animals like rats and mice, and she has experiments. And her two grandchildren live there, Violet, who is nicknamed Vi in the book, and grandson Eric. And they only see her as their grandmother. They sort of know that she does interesting things in the basement, but basically they steer clear of the basement. Now one day, Dr. Helen brings home a girl. She is sort of disheveled. Her name is Iris, and she doesn't talk, and she looks, she wears her clothes sometimes inside out, and she really doesn't fit in. Well, Dr. Helen wants the grandchildren to observe her and see if there are any changes. She's sort of like her pet experiment. And so the two grandchildren almost reluctantly admit her into the fold. Now the two have something called the Monsters Club, and they look at werewolves, demons, vampires, and things that go bump in the night. And over time, finally, Iris sort of says a few words, but she's still almost in her own sort of twilight zone. And as the book continues, it gets darker and darker, and the children actually have to see what is in the basement, and they do realize there are a lot of revelations with regards to their grandmother, Dr. Helen Hildreth. Now the book also fast forwards. Actually it goes back and forth from 1978 to 2019. Now what has also happened back in 1978, a lot of girls have gone missing. They've been abducted. Now we don't know whether it's a serial killer or whether somehow Dr. Helen Hildreth is behind the disappearances, with her experiments. So in 2019, there is a girl by the name of Lizzie Shelley. Now there's a name Shelley, paying homage to Frankenstein and Mary Shelley. Now we find that Lizzie Shelley is actually Iris. She is now a famous podcaster who does a weekly series called Monsters Among Us. So she still seeks out monsters, and she's back in Vermont. And as we find out, there are monsters there. And there's been an interesting revelation with regard to Vi, and which I won't tell you the whole story, but actually women are still going missing. A young girl has gone missing in 2019. And we find that they're all connected to the past and the present. The way this book is written by Jennifer McMahon, there's a lot of questions, and we have to find our own answers as the story is told. And the way it goes back and forth from 1978 to 2019 really engrosses you in the plot as we wonder what will happen to the grandchildren and to those in the future. And what will happen to Dr. Helen? Well, let's say it's not a good ending, but anyways, in present day, there's a shocking ending. The conclusion sort of catches you off guard because you didn't think you would see this coming, as they say. So if you're looking for a different kind of book, that pays homage, like I said, to classic gothic horror, then this is definitely for it. And Jennifer McMahon has done an exceptional job of luring the readers in and keeping them captivated for the entire length of the book. So this is definitely a book that you have to add to your collection. So that is the book this time out. And please send me your comments whether you agree or disagree with me about this book. So until we meet again, and we will, stay safe, stay sane, stay social distancing, and stay in touch. And thanks again for watching. Bye for now.